Welcome back, Wolfpack. Vrillus here. Anything is possible now. I'm hyped. I'm excited. Yeah, like, Mega Salamence, Lopunny, and Altaria are now Megas. That's ridiculous, insane, but beyond anything I ever imagined. Well, except for Altaria. Called it. But I mean, now that Lopunny has been confirmed, that means it's not just third generations. That was kind of one of my fears that, oh, third generation remake, could only have third generation Megas. Wrong! So now I'm hyped. This is the most hype I've been. I wasn't even this hyped when ORAS was announced. Or most of the, like, any news, I really don't get hype over. But this is big. Like, this is Pokemon shenanigans at its max. And why do I have Abomasnow? I don't care. Too much hype. Anyway, guys, so I'm thinking, like, alright, let's do a little pre-look. Let's see how crazy some of these Pokemon can be, as it is what I do. And I was thinking Mega Salamence. Aside from looking pretty silly, I think it's going to be the least impactful of these Pokemon to a degree. Not saying it's going to be weak or anything, but I've been looking at like the other Pokemon, the other ways you can run them, and the other uses they have. Like Mega Metagross seems like it's going to be way more busted, and Mega Salamence, I think its main flaw is that it's going to have to compete with its Scarf variant, which means the Scarf Salamence will most likely be able to just one-hit KO a regular or Mega Salamence with the Draco Meteor. And overall, like, Salamence's options do get a lot better from the Aerial 8. It kind of is what Salamence always wanted. But at the same time, you're not going to get an insane amount of craziness from it. Like, the best I see, Thrash and Hyper Voice. Hyper Voice is pretty much the special version of, or the normal version of, like, Thunder, Ice Beam, and Flamethrower and all that. So that's going to get a nice chunk of stab, and it's going to become a flying type, and it's going to get that 30% boost. Same with Thrash. Now, I don't think people have been talking about Thrash as much because I've been trying to like figure out how these setups are going to go. Thrash is essentially Outrage, but for normal types, which means that's going to be a flying type Outrage that does more damage with that stab and the 30% boost. So that's going to be a hard-hitting move right there. Then we also have Draco Meteor Earthquake. So I'm thinking that the best way to run Salamence would be mixed. If they have the physical wall, lead with Hyper Voice. If you want to score that KO, go with the Draco Meteor, then transition to physical as Thrash Earthquake. I think that could be fairly strong. As for the EVs, this could go anyway. Most likely, I'm expecting the base stats to be similar to Lucario's, gaining around 20 in speed, 30 in attack, 30 in special attack, and then the rest in defenses. Might get a little more in speed because it's a hang glider. Mega Salamence is a hang glider, and it looks like it's just going to be a crazy, kind of super speedy, super kind of Pokemon. Maybe have like that crazy offenses. So best case, maybe gets 30 in all of them, and then like 10 in defense or 10 in special defense or something. I could see that working out pretty well, having just ridiculous amount of stats. Yeah, that's about the best I can come up with. As for the spread, you could either go all offenses, because now you have the option, you know, you can integrate Hyper Voice into a purely special set. You can integrate Thrash into a purely physical set. Then keep Draco Meteor, you know, as just a good option overall. And I was thinking you could either run it like super mixed, like splitting your attack and special attack EVs and then trying to get your speed as fast as possible. Now, I'm not sure of the speed just yet, so maybe 200 is a bad number, but overall the idea here is you're not going to be able to compete with Scarfnets for the speed. So you're going to try to outspeed 120 to 120. Oh, I think you need to cover that 122 base for the Greninjas. But if you can clear that like 125 base speed, which I believe would be around 200, maybe a little more EVs. Also, it's like Showdown's having a bit of a dirt moment right now because I can actually go past the max. Anyway, once you can break that speed tier, is where I think Salamence is going to be in a nice healthy spot. Then you can put the rest into offenses, maybe even max out the offenses, and then like put the rest into the other one. And this is going to make you huge dual threat, again, or you could just be pure on each side. That's my prediction there, that Salamence is going to get the Mega Lucario treatment. It's kind of going to get a lot of things in a lot of places, split it up, become mixed, and unpredictable, and scary. But I'm more interested in Altaria. Like, this is going to be the Pokemon, I think, that gets some of the biggest benefit from that. One, it's getting Pixelate. And then it's getting the Fairy Dragon typing. So it's going to have a really radical typing. Like, I'm excited to see a Fairy Dragon, and it seems like it'd be the perfect Pokemon. Two, its design looks like it's getting even tankier. So, I mean, if we just look at these stats right here, you know, that's decent hit points, but really good special defense. If its special defense goes higher, you know, it gets 30 points in special defense, 30, 40 points in defense, and then the rest in offenses and speed. That's going to be insane. And then, you know, you just run that pure special defense, run the hit points. I'm thinking Cotton Guard Dragon Dance. Use Cotton Guard once or twice, depending on how your opponent is. Now you're a really well-rounded tank. You have Roost, so you get to heal, and then you can Dragon Dance, use Return. Pixelate is going to make that return a Fairy type, so that means nothing isn't hit like, you hit everything. Not well, but you hit everything. You're not going to get walled out by a ghost type because it becomes fairy. It's also getting stab, and it's also getting the pixelate boost. So now return is about to have like 200 base damage-ish. You use 1 or 2 Dragon Dances with that Cotton Guard, you're going to be very hard to KO, and you're going to be solid overall. So I think Altaria is going to be awesome. Other than that, you can just run a really nice offensive set. Depending on how its special attack goes, I don't think it's going to be a special attacker as much as a physical attacker. You have to run that Dragon Dance on every set. Maybe Dragon Dance Roost instead of Return. Throw in some kind of other coverage move. Dragon Claw, you know, something like that. That way you have that Fairy Dragon typing for the offenses, for the stab. A lot of good damage overall. But that's nothing. We have Mega Lopunny. This is where it's going to go down. This is where the excitement comes in because Scrappy. Like, that's going to be so amazing to see that we're going to have Drain Punch that can hit super effective onto Aegislash while resisting its priority. Or, well, actually just ignoring its priority because it's a normal fighting type. That's going to be cool. Drain Punch now gets Stab on Lopunny, and it can hit everything with it. Also, Fake Out with Scrappy, going to be able to hit anything. Jump Kick, you know, just a really good fighting boost to damage. And Elemental Punches, Fire, Ice, Thunder. You have a lot of options here. Like, I would like to have the, instead of Jump Kick, I'm just showing it as an option. You know, you could bring Fire Punch, Ice Punch. Now you can hit everything really well. You're going to be able to hit Steels, you're going to be able to hit Ghost types with all that. You're going to be able to hit normal types really well from that. Ice Punch for the Dragon coverage, Fire Punch for all that Grass and Steel and Bug and Steel coverage. Fake Out to hit everything. Like, there's going to be a lot of damage behind this Pokemon. On top of that, looking at its art, it looks like it's a brawler. It's all in an uppity, getting ready to punch you in the face really fast kind of thing, so it might get an incredible boost to speed. If it gets 25, 30 points in speed, awesome. If it gets some more, let's just not talk about it getting more. Because, I mean, then we're talking about, like, outspeeding and, like, KOing Mega Lucario before Mega Lucario can do anything. That's absurd right there. I don't want to understand all that. And then we also have attack. If it gets 40 points into attack, it starts getting to a super competitive level of attack. With that coverage, everything's going to really fall into place. So, I mean, Lopunny seems like it's going to be a great anti-meta Pokemon. Altaria is going to be an incredibly tanky setup beast. And I think Salamence, it's not going to get the most use out of it. Sure, it's going to be insane sweeper, but I mean, Scarf Mints. I feel like your options are just going to be a little better, because I mean, not as a bad Mega. But think about it, now we're going to have over 40 Megas, maybe even over 50 Megas, maybe even more than that. 60 Megas, what if we had 60 Megas? I don't even know. You only get 1 Mega. So I mean, I don't see it going to incredible use on Salamence, especially when you can pack Mega Lopunny or Altaria, or you could go with freaking Mega Metagross, because that's going to be a beast. Then we have Mega Sableye, and that's before we even talk about Mega Kangaskhan and Mega Lucario. So now the Mega pool is just going to expand a lot, and I think it's just going to get to the point where the Megas are supposed to be incredibly insane. They're supposed to be that will sweep your team level Pokemon that you either use your team to stop, like a majority of your team to stop, or you use your Mega to stop their Mega. Like, I think that's what the dynamic of Pokemon battling is going to kind of become. They have to dedicate a lot of resources to removing their ace in the hole Mega, so that way your Mega can then remove a lot of their resources, or the Megas are just supposed to scrap it out, and the winner of that really just gets a huge edge in the battle. Because, I mean, Lopunny's going to swing some momentum. I can see that. Lopunny's going to be a beast. Also, with all this, you know, we might see other Megas come into play. I think Mega Pinsir's still strong. Mega Medichamp's still really strong. So, I mean, now I think instead of everyone just going to 3 or 4 Megas, it's going to be a ridiculous amount. The stats are here for Lopunny and Altaria. It's looking good overall in every way. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I can't wait to do the official guides when all the stats, and I don't even know, if say Mega Salamence, you know, Salamence gets extreme speed as a move tutor. Now we're talking about something serious. But until then, you know, we just have what we have. We'll get the move tutors, like, you know, 6th generation Pokemon get some tutor moves. We also might have 6th generation moves getting into older Pokemon through the move tutor. Like, this is going to be crazy. So we have the official base stats, we have the official runs. I can't wait to do competitive guides on all this. So hope you guys are in on this one. I hope you guys have a nice day.